Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurza and our group will be presenting our case analysis on Sony Corporations. As the outline of our video, we'll be presenting the executive summary, symptoms, megatrends, major issue, alternative, analytical tools, decision criteria, and recommendation. For executive summary of Sony, it was founded by Masaru Ibuka in 1946 with only $530 capitals and only 8 employees on the 3rd floor of a department store. Sony intended to become the leading global provider of network consumer electronics, entertainment, and services. Sony Corporations initially repaired radio and made shortwave converters and adapters for a nation hungry for news from around the world. Over the next 3 decades, around the 1980s, Sony launched Japan's first transistor radio, the world's first portable TV, Japan's first tape recorder, the first consumer-use still camera, and established a reputation for technical innovations and revolutionary consumer electronic products. In 2012, Sony was able to offer a variety of products and services coming from major 3 segments, which is Sony Electronics, Sony Entertainment, and Sony Financial Services. In the electronic segments, Sony mainly produced Bravia line LCD televisions, personal computer, digital camera, semiconductor, and mobile phone under the brand of Sony Ericsson. In the entertainment segment, Sony ventured into gaming equipment which is PlayStations, Sony Pictures that include motion pictures, television productions, distributions. Next is Sony Music that provided a music recording to the popular singers. Under Sony Music, there are 4 recordings group which are Sony BMG, Universal Music Group, EMI Group, and Warner Music Group. In the financial segments, it comprises Sony Financial Holding Incorporation, which Sony Financial Holding Incorporation have 3 subsidiaries, including Sony Life Insurance Company Limited, Sony Assurance Incorporations, and Sony Bank Incorporations. Other than that, Sony also offers these manufacturing and internet services in Japan under other separated business segments. In addition, Sony is the first Japanese company to offer shares in the New York Stock Exchange in 1961. Forthcoming, Sony established its presence across many countries in the world, which include America, Hong Kong, United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, France, Europe, and China. The protagonist in Sony is Kazuo Hirai. He is the CEO and president of Sony from 2012 until 2018. During Hirai's appointments as a CEO in Sony, the company was in the middle of economic crisis as well as in the phase of recovery. It is a challenge for Hirai to make Sony as the profitable business back. Hirai also has extensive experience from his work in the PlayStations and network entertainment business. Before his tenure as a CEO, Hirai has to deal with a collection of problems that can be traced back to strategic missteps. The first megatrend is a rise in technology. As Sony is a business involved in electronics items, Sony is emphasized to frequently be updated to any changes made in technology. As the Sony Electronics segment expanded into becoming the leader in innovations and technology, it is for Sony to take part in technology developments that happens globally in order to sustain as the innovations and technology business leader. In 2012, the technology accelerated in the form of artificial intelligence, geo-targeting, and automations. Next is the natural catastrophe that happens in Japan and Thailand. Japan was shocked by the tragic tsunami, and Thailand faced a severe flood tragedy in 2011. These megatrends impacted most of the business that were in Japan and Thailand, as well as business that supply and exported to those countries. As the catastrophe impacted badly on Sony, Sony needed to find a short-term and long-term strategy to recover and prevent from being financially affected by this catastrophe.
My name is Evan Rashkin Ibrahim. I will be explaining the symptom and major issue faced by Sony Corporation. We have divided the symptom in 4 different categories, which are external environment, financial, management, and high competition. The external environment is a situation that happened beyond our control. For instance, fast change in technology, foreign exchange rate, and natural disaster. As stated in the case, Sony is unable to cope with the rapid changes in technology and has been left behind. Not just that, fluctuating foreign exchange rate and natural disaster also has caused losses for several past years and disruption in Sony operation. Next, financial. For the past few years, Sony's sales and income have been declining. One of the reasons for decrease in sales and income are the external environment factors. However, increase in capital and research and development expenditure also contribute to the declining in sales and income of Sony. Then, management. Before this current CEO, Sony has been managed by few CEOs. The past CEO has made wrong decisions and strategies that have a bad effect in the future. Even though their decisions seem to benefit them at the moment, in the long run, it has caused a negative impact. Not just that, the business strategy and focus also keep changing when the CEO changes. It made the business could not achieve their main vision and mission. Lastly, high competition. There are high number of competitors in the industry. It made Sony needs to compete with well-known and strong brands like Apple and Samsung. Plus, most of their competitors already use latest technology and follow the current trend. From the symptoms, we have identified the major issue of the company. The major issue is to identify a suitable strategy for Sony to stay relevant in the electronic market by making the electronic division profitable and recovering from recent operating losses.
Now moving on with the alternative of Sony. The first alternative is to proceed with one Sony strategy which focuses on the electronic division. For this strategy, it needs to revamp the management structure to refocus on the core competency of Sony. Second alternative is to shift focus to improve on entertainment and financial services division that give Sony profit. For this alternative, Sony just need to maintain the current structure for both divisions. To analyze the case further, we have chosen one of the analysis tools, which is SWOT analysis. We decide to use SWOT as one of the tools because it helps us to identify and understand these 4 factors, which include both internal and external factors to solve the main issue of Sony. The positive and negative sides of Sony help Kazuo Hirai to make decisions in the current scenario, which give clear idea for which option to take based on the supportive and unfavorable factors. The first strength of Sony is having strong brand reputation. The fact that Sony has created a history of being the first one, such as to launch Japan's transistor radio, world first portable TV, and so on, brings the company to be well known. With this strong brand reputation, Sony holds their customer trust due to the quality and overall performance. They are not only able to have loyal customer base, but also able to attract potential customers to the new innovative products. Second strength is have global recognition. Sony achieved global recognition during the Akio Morita's tenure. This led Sony to have customers from all over the world, not only in Japan. The third one is strong research and development. It can be seen in the case that research and development expenditure has increased in 2012. Investing heavily in research and development can help Sony to grow and compete in the market with the new innovation as well as succeed in the long run. Thus, despite the competitive environment among the giant companies, Sony can invent more new unique products that can catch the customer's attention. Moving on, next, the diversified business. Diversified business can improve the stability of Sony's business. Sony also has great cooperation with the suppliers. Since Sony has become a global brand, they need to maintain their high quality, prices, and also stable supply. So, Sony managed their supply chain with Sony Supplier Code of Conduct. Next, current CEO has a good experience, as we know that Kazuo Hirai has extensive experience from his work in PlayStation and network in entertainment business. With this experience, Kazuo Hirai is able to lead Sony to achieve their goals in the entertainment sector because he is familiar with it. Moving on to the weaknesses, the first is bad financial performance. Sony struggled to sustain their financial position positively in the last decade. One main reason for this issue is the loss of the television business in the last few years. Based on the earnings from the 8 segments, only 2 segments show increased operating income, which is picture segment and also financial service segment. Second weaknesses is high cost. It can be seen that in the year of 2012, the cost for capital expenditure and research and development expenditure has increased. So, Sony has incurred high costs which can also lead to the suffer losses. Next is late adoption in the new technology in TV market. Sony was late to adapt to new changes in technology of the television. These quick changes in technology affect the life cycles of the product. Since Sony operates in an intense competition environment, this causes Sony to have old-fashioned products compared to others. The customer will shift their preference to the competitors as they always work on their product to offer different features. And the last one is the incompetence of past leaders. Mentioned in the case that the current CEO, Kazuo Hirai, is dealing with the problems of his predecessor. Since he is responsible to continue contributing from the past leader, the past mistake will also be brought forward to the next tenure. Next, moving on to the external factors of Sony, which is opportunities and threats. The first opportunity is growth in electronic market and increased demand. The quickly changing technologies impress people and they always want to have better electronic equipments in their life. For example, nowadays, smartphone as one of the most common communication and entertainment in humans' life has a large percentage of growing in every former years. So, this growth will let Sony to gain better market share with its unique and core capabilities and resources. Next, expansion in large market. Sony has a bright future to expand in large markets such as China and India. It can be seen that Sony gained from increased advertising revenue in India in the picture segments. Next, develop new product. Sony has the opportunity to develop new products because of the brand recognition worldwide. It can boost Sony's competitive advantage, especially when considering the high level of competitive rivalry in the industry. Building on its current competencies, the company can explore opportunities in related industry and give opportunities to Sony to have new income streams. Next, the threat of Sony. First threat is the supply restriction in Thailand. Supply restriction in Thailand make it difficult for Sony to keep on having stable sales of PCs and digital cameras. The second threat is disaster. This is the main threat faced by the Sony, which is having natural disasters such as earthquake in Japan and flood in Thailand, which cause certain component shortage. Supply disruption occurs because of the damaged manufacturing equipment during the disaster, which caused lower productivity of products. Next, macroeconomic risk. Macroeconomic risk of having downturn industry and exchange rate has negatively impacted all the large competitors including Sony. Since Sony has gone global, it is hard for Sony to control the exchange rate. The appreciation of yen against US dollar also makes Sony products less competitive than its rival because Sony products is quite expensive and hard to be afforded by everyone. There is also intense competition in the industry. As mentioned in the case, Apple, Samsung and others are big brands companies that also offer similar things as Sony does. They also use the latest technologies and customer service for improving their amounts of sales and increased customer satisfaction. The last threat is reduction markets for LCD TV. Sony relies too much on the sales of the Bravia product line. However, people have changed their preference along with the new technology, which has reduced demand for LCD TVs in Europe, Japan, and North America markets. To complement our SWOT analysis, we choose a few combinations for the TOR matrix. First one is S3T5, which is to develop unique products that are relevant with the customer's needs. With the advantage of having strong research and development, it can develop new products which can overcome the problem of imitation products among the competitors. It is recommended that Sony implement rapid innovation alongside new product development to expand the business. This rapid innovation can increase the company's market share and potential profits in the electronic market. The second one is S4O2, which is to expand business internationally in areas that have bigger markets. Since Sony has diversified business, they can optimize their opportunity of expansion in a large market. It can reduce Sony's market risk due to the diversification and be able to have more customers in other countries, which can ensure Sony to stay relevant in the industry. And the last one is W2T5, which is to create strategic alliance with competitors within the same business segment to reduce the weakness of high cost of capital expenditure by sharing the advanced technology. It can also reduce the intense competition in the market, as it is hard for the standalone company to go against these two big brand companies.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ainin Sofia and I will continue the presentation with second analytical tool, which is Ansoff Matrix. By using Ansoff Matrix, we could identify the opportunity for Sony to find a solution for its major issues. Ansoff Matrix can help Sony analyze the 4 different growth strategies among the 3 business segments and allow Sony to identify the risks associated with its strategy. Let's look at market developments. At this stage, the marketing and sales department need to focus on developing countries that are evolving in new technology as their new lifestyle. If Sony can discover a new segment that can satisfy their demand, it will bring a positive result to a new business area for Sony. Sony can venture their business in the African continent, which includes South Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria. The reason why the African continent is the best place to get venture on is because Africa continent has the most growth in regional connectivity from 10% in 2010 to 22% in 2017. However, they remain as the least connected continent. Hence, if Sony can venture to the African continent and connect Africa to other continents, Sony can win the competitive advantage. In this stage, it is a high risk for Sony to go to another new market. It is because Sony's financial position is at a negative point, and to go to a new market will require a high cost such as delivery costs, human resources costs, licensing, and capital costing. Next, diversifications. In diversification, Sony could enter a new sector which is called life science business sectors that involve in medical equipment productions to help the biotechnology sectors in the productions of cellular analysis equipment and produce medicals and diagnostic equipment for the new target markets such as medical staff, Ministry of Health, researchers, and scientists. It is because biotechnology and medical sector is a growing sector. It is supported by statistics that growth in global biotechnology's market size is expected to reach $727.1 billion USD and at the compound annual growth rate at 7.4%. It shows that there will be a growth and revenue in diversifying into biotechnology. However, this strategy is a high-risk strategy. It is because Sony will face a new segment in its business and Sony will need a lot of commitment, research and developments in order to give success to the biotechnological segment. Next is market penetrations. Market penetrations aims to grow the Sony business by increasing the sales in markets where the company currently operates. Sony has already built a strong foundations in emerging markets, so they should continue to take advantage of its solid global operations and brand strength to grow the sales in the expanding emerging markets. Sony needs to promote and increase the marketing campaign to ensure competitiveness against other companies. Based on our research, Sony has produced 5 series of PlayStation since the original PlayStation release in 1994. By selling more units of the new generation PlayStations and increasing its availability across the country, can help Sony attract more customers and obtain a larger market share. Therefore, the risk associated with market penetrations is low because Sony only need to enhance their marketing and tailor products to local markets as well as promote company-wide assets through promotions across entertainment, music, and electronics. Lastly, product developments. To remain sustainable in the industry, Sony should fully use its advantages of having a current management team that has a broad industry experience. Sony can grasp the demands and attain their customers' need in the existing market by producing a new extraordinary game console, mobile phones, and world-class entertainment services. What Sony can do for product development is expanding the worlds of 4K. Developing the 4K format should not be limited to only movies, but Sony can also apply the technologies cultivated for commercial use in the consumer sphere. If Sony maximizes their strength in improving the 4K format for other major products, they are able to pursue new technologies, developing unique product lineups, and provide an environment in which customers can enjoy entertainment content. Moreover, this strategy is seen to have a moderate risk because the development of 4K format is welcoming in the existing market. In deciding which alternative is the best to be implemented for Sony, there are few factors that need to be considered to ensure that Sony could solve the current problems that they are facing. First of all is to increase profitability. Sony had incurred losses for close to a decade due to many external reasons such as the Great East Japan earthquake, 2011 Thailand floods, and fluctuations in foreign exchange rate. To improve the financial statements of the company, Sony should focus on the approach which has the ability to improve and increase the profit margin. It is crucial for Sony to appeal to the shareholders and consumers that they could remain the strongest brand competitors in the industry. Second, consistency with corporate missions. As we know, Sony has taken part in a wide range of businesses including electronics, games, entertainment, and financial services sectors. Famous for always being innovative, Sony have brought to humanity a vast number of creations that change the worlds that we are already familiar with, such as Walkman, PlayStations, and Blu-ray. Therefore, in choosing the alternatives, it is vital for Sony to preserve the identity and its core value of Sony to enable them to compete in a fierce market industry based on novel features that embody Sony's DNA. Lastly, within acceptance risk parameter. Sony Corporation has always been a pioneer in technological developments and acquired a reputation for being innovative. Its aim is always to be Japan's first or even the world's first. But every decision making comes with a risk that the company should be ready to encounter. It is important for Sony to take an approach that has low risk but greater results in the future. Besides, Sony also needs to avoid riskier actions to prevent them from incurring more losses. After critically analyzing the case study, Sony should choose the first alternative, which is to revamp the management structure to refocus on its core competency. They can proceed with the One Sony strategy, which focuses on electronic division because it will focus on strengthening their core businesses, which are digital imaging, game, and mobile, so that it will be consistent with corporate missions. Other than that, Sony should use the opportunities of having strong brand recognitions and loyal customers to move forwards and become the leading company that innovates new high-tech products. They need to improve their marketing approaches to increase the sales aligned with the profit margin of the company. Implementing Alternative 1 is within the acceptable risk parameter because Sony had formulated strategies that they should be focused on in contrast to Alternative 2 where they had no proper planning. For Alternative 2, the option does not really solve the major issues that Sony is currently facing as the strategy remains the same. No changes on management structure give no major impact either internally or externally on Sony, even though their focus will be on the other two divisions. Mentioned in the case, the electronic divisions is Sony's largest operations. If they decided to focus only on the entertainment and services divisions, they might underperform compared to when they had the electronic divisions. Therefore, it is more relevant for Sony to execute One Sony as their new strategy to improve and rebuild the electronic business and repositions it for growth.
The first recommendation that we would suggest to Sony Corporation is to make a collaboration with a company in the same market segment that have advancement in technology. This recommendation is suitable to be implemented for the medium term. By collaborating with companies that already advance in technology, it will increase Sony market share. This is because they will be easily recognized by all users. At the same time, it will enhance Sony reputation and increase their sales. In addition, Sony will get benefit by having easy access to the technology since they made a collaboration with companies that already have access to the technology. Thus, it will speed up Sony innovation progress. At the same time, it will reduce the number of competitors that Sony needs to compete in the same market. The second recommendation is continuous improvement in product development. It is important to keep improving their product development to make sure they can compete with their rivals. They can develop products that are compatible with current technology with different design and features that are not being produced by their rivals. This will be one of their competitive advantages. Besides, the product produced will meet their customer needs. By producing up-to-date electronic devices, it will reduce their customer bargaining power because their customer did not have the choice to substitute their new product with others. Plus, this recommendation is recommended for a long-term period. The last recommendation is to discover new market in the other countries. This recommendation is also suitable for long-term period. By entering a new market in other country, it will automatically increase the company value. This is because the company will be recognized by more people and they will have more customers from other countries. Plus, more investors will be interested in Sony Corporation. Last but not least, it will also reduce the market risk. This is because the business operation has been diversifying in more markets and did not focus on one market. It will make Sony able to sustain in the long run and stay relevant in the industry.